Welcome back. Apologies for the 2 week delay in any videos, but sickness and busyness have kind of taken over my life of late. So apologies for that. But I'm back. I thought I would carry on. We kind of discussed last week this track that I had started mixing and went through the master bus effects that were put on it. And I thought, why not use this track and carry on as a little series and just mix it, and let's go through it and mix the track. So I thought I'd move on to kind of my next stage. I've inserted my return effects in here. And if I get my mixer window up, it's a little bit easier to see. So we've got my 4 different reverbs that I use. I explained my 3 vocal reverbs in another video about the Fab DuPont reverb. So we've got an office, which is a kind of close room mic. We've got 2 plates, one for vocals, one for a snare, and we've got hall reverb. And then I've got the usual quarter, 8th, 16th note delays. Then I've got a tape delay, which is variable, and a vocal delay, which is tap delay. So it's got 6 taps on here. So Super Tap 6 from Waves. And the tape delay is the 16th note delay. And these are the 2 that I use before I put any reverb on or anything. I'll use these to make an ambience. And then if I need reverb after that, I'll use reverb. But I prefer to try and build my ambience with delay instead of reverb, especially with tracks like this where you want a nice tight sound. We'll get into that a little bit more detail later. But what I wanted to explain to you is a little trick that I use with compression on these 2 delay tracks, because the first 2 tracks I'll send my vocal to are these 2 delays. And if we switch off my compression that I've got going on there, and we can get to the start of the vocals, and let's just play it and give it a quick listen.
I was hanging out with some friends of mine down in Hollywood, just wasting time. I knew right then nobody could get me down, 'cause I was taking myself.
Now you can hear it's adding some nice ambience to the vocals, but at the same time the delays are kind of tripping over the start of the next word, and they're getting in the way of each other. So how I get round this is, if we open up the mixer again, is I insert a compressor after the delay effect. In this case I'm using Rear Comp, and I send to this from my lead vocal track. It's the same lead vocal track that's getting sent to the effect that I now send again, but instead of before, when it's getting sent to the effect, it's getting sent from audio 1 and 2 to audio 1 and 2. In this case I want to send it to the side chain of my compressor, so I'm sending from audio 1 and 2 to audio 3 and 4. Now what happens then is, if we open up our compressor and we look at the detector input, instead of the main input left and right, which is what it would be usually, which would be 1 and 2 to 1 and 2, I'm setting it to auxiliary input left and right. So that means this audio 1 and 2 gets sent into audio 3 and 4, which is our auxiliary. Okay? So what will happen is, when we play it, our vocal will get sent into the delay, but then it also gets sent into the side chain of this compressor, triggering the compressor, which will then compress the vocal until the vocal stops, and then the compressor will release, and the delay effect will be allowed to play through. So if we mute the second one, and if we exaggerate the effect, if I turn up the lead vocal here, and if I switch off the compressor for the moment, let's listen to it without the compressor on, and then we'll listen to it with. Okay, you can hear, I hope, that how the vocals are kind of tripping over the delay effects. So we need to turn it down a little bit. Well, let's leave it up, sorry. And we'll turn the compressor on again, and give it a listen now, see what the difference.
I was hanging out with some friends of mine down in Hollywood, just wasting time. I knew right then nobody could get me down, 'cause I take myself out on town.
So I hope you could hear that. If we play without the compressor one more time.
I was hanging out with some friends of mine
I'll bring it in.
down in Hollywood, just wasting time.
For one thing, it clears up the vocal because you're not getting the delay effect happening over the top of it, but also it centers the vocal because the delay effect is very stereo. So it's sending the delay signals out to both sides, but when the clear signal of the vocal is there, it really centers it up. So if you just have a listen to that, I'll switch the compressor off one more time and we'll listen one more. Now switch it in now.
Just wasting time. I knew right then nobody could get me down.
So I hope you heard how much more focused the vocal came. And then if we bring in the other delay as well, and leave the compressor in.
I was hanging out with some friends of mine down in Hollywood, just wasting time. I knew right then nobody could get me down, 'cause I take myself out on town.
So that's how we can, really create some ambience with delays, but keep the vocal centered, keep it focused, and not let the delays wash over the actual pure vocal by compressing it using the vocal itself. So I hope that was useful, and see you in the next one, guys. Thank you.